Lisa Riley has shared her support for comedian Peter Kay as she shared some smiley snaps of them together, despite the stand-up star comparing a heckling audience member to the soap star and have her kicked out of his show just weeks before. Lisa proudly showed off there were absolutely no hard feelings by taking a snap with Peter following his performance. Back in February, Peter had expressed regret but insisted he had no choice other than to have security remove two interruptive spectators at his gig on Saturday, pointing out that their persistent interjections made it impossible to continue. During the show in question, the comedian had security at Manchester's Arena escort a man out who yelled garlic bread, referring to his famous catchphrase from Phoenix Nights, and then asked them to escort out a female who persistently shouted his name. He then went on to jokingly liken her to Lisa Riley based on her similar appearance. But the Emmerdale star does not seem to have taken offense to the controversial moment as she went to see him for herself last night. She took to social media to express her love for the comedian, writing, "Thank you so much Peter for the most fantastic night. We laughed until it hurt. The show is absolutely hilarious. We were up until way gone midnight reciting all the jokes Northern at its absolute best. You are the best of the best. Love ya." Kay previously released a statement to say that the ejected individuals had been disrupting from the very start. He added, "I then tried to ignore them, hoping they'd settle down, but when the disruption persisted into the second half of the show, I asked the audience around them if they were being bothered by the noise. They all shouted yes, and when I asked for a show of hands, at least 40 people raised theirs." He expressed his lack of options, saying, "At that point, I had no choice but to take action." The lady who was escorted out did bear a striking resemblance to Lisa Riley, though I don't see how that's an insult. He recollected having to remove just one other person throughout the previous 114 shows of his 3-year circuit. Peter noted the tough decisions comedians sometimes face, stating, "As a comedian, you never want to eject anyone, but when repeated disruptions make it impossible to continue, it's important to consider the experience of the rest of the audience, who've paid to see a show without interruption." However, Mia Curran, 25, at the heart of the Lisa Riley jibe, told Good Morning Britain she is done watching the comic perform. She expressed, "I didn't mean to cause any harm, I was just showing my love as he kicked someone out but he obviously didn't like it. I feel like what I said was not abusive or aggressive, it wasn't antisocial and I wasn't drunk. I was just standing up chanting 'We love you Peter, we do.' It's just been a bit over the top," his reaction.